G'day, it's Murph here. We've already covered off how Guardian works, how Guardian is installed, and how to check for fatigue and distraction events through the web portal. In this video, we will cover off what happens when an event occurs and what you need to do. So I'm going to pass you over to Fiona Weston to talk this through.
Thanks, Murph. So it's important to keep a check on what's happening in your fleet using the web portal. You can access this on your phone or computer. You can use the dispatch screen to receive alerts immediately, or you can log in and check all events at any time. You can also log in response to the email notifications of fatigue or field of view events. And finally, you can check your daily reports and log in to see the events listed. Here's a reminder of how the web portal works.
Welcome to AutoSense Driving Safety. Today we're going to look at logging into the Seeing Machines Guardian web portal. If this is your first time logging in, please have your email with your credentials from Seeing Machines handy. First, place your username in the top area here, top field, and then place your password in the field below. Please do not copy and paste your password, as you may well pick up inadvertently spaces at the end or the beginning of the password, and this will stop you logging in. Click Remember Me for easy access for the next time, and then click Login. The first screen you will come to will be the fleet screen here, and you should be logged in under your company's portal area. And this drop down menu will allow you to access any fleets that you have available to yourself. If the fleet that you're after, or one of the fleets that you have access to, is not available, once again please email support@autosense.co.nz. The four main areas are run through the four tabs on the right hand side of the screen here: Fleet, Alerts, Map and Dispatch. The final icon here is your profile. This is where you can change your password or change the colours, etc. of the screen. So we're looking at the AutoSense fleet today, and this is today's date. Please check that that is accurate. Vehicle will be the registrations of the vehicles that are attached to this fleet or allocated to this fleet. Software version. Now, hopefully this should be the latest software version. For Generation 2, we are currently using 1.1. This will soon go to 1.2. For Generation 1, this particular vehicle is on 4.4. There is a new version, 4.5, available. Last contact date. This is what we call the heartbeat. This should generally be if a vehicle is running and within cell phone range. Should be in the last 5 to 10 minutes. However, it can be longer than that if the vehicle is out of cell phone reception, or perhaps is being maintained in a workshop and hasn't been started for a few days. If you find a vehicle in here that is outside of those parameters and you know that it is currently running, please contact AutoSense once again on support@autosense.co.nz. The location is the GPS position at the last point of contact, and if you click on this you can click through to a map. The status will show any situations or any errors that are occurring on that unit at that particular point in time. So it will be at the time of the last contact. A number of the statuses here are not particularly relevant, so please, if you have any questions on those, do let us know and we'll have a look into them. Second page we'll look at here is the alerts page. This is the page where all of the alerts that have come through, all the events that have come through on the vehicles for the date period shown here, generally the last 2 weeks, will come through. You can go back over 12 months. The date that you put in here, the 2 weeks, will be from before that date. So if we've got today's date in there, it's 2 weeks up till today's date. The event types filter allows us to filter for all the different events. And a really key thing when you're looking for an event that maybe you can't find within the screen, often it may have been classified as a normal driving event. This is an event that the analysts have looked at and have decided is a false positive. As we look at the events, we can see here that this is the vehicle type, in this case JAY142, and we have what we call an attention off road distracted driving event, and it happened 8 days ago. If you have shifts or crew details attached to the vehicles, they'll show here, and this was the speed at the beginning of the event. This event lasted for 2.7 seconds. Two ways that you can have a look at an event. One is to click on the arrow here and you'll have a drop down screen of the actual event itself, and you can see the various details of the event, including the event video. Once again, this is the serial number of the Guardian unit, what software it's running on, the fleet name, and what time zone we're working on. This event itself was recorded as a fatigue event, so the system picked up 75% eye aperture closure, and it has then been reclassified by the Guardian support team as a distraction event. This is the time of the event, the location, and who it was verified by the Guardian support team. As this was picked up as a fatigue event, we will have both an audio and a vibration alarm, the length of the event, and how far the vehicle travelled during the event, how long ago it was, and the speed the vehicle was doing at the beginning of the event. Also see here that we had 100% GPS coverage at the time. If your user settings allow, you will be able to download the event to be used. If you think you should have that privilege, please once again email support@autosense.co.nz. If we look at include normal driving events and the event types, this will, as I say, include any events that have happened that the Guardian team have looked at and have decided were actually false events. So in this case we have a fatigue acceptable driving. So this is an event that would have looked like a fatigue event, but in fact the crew have looked at and decided that it's not a fatigue event. The map shows where the events have happened over the last 14 days. And will show us the different types of events that we have here. So in this situation we're looking at no critical or elevated event types. Finally, the dispatch window. This window is very useful for understanding if an event has occurred where the Guardian team has called using the FIP, and as you can see in here today we have no elevated events, so we don't have anything to report. It's important to note that in this dispatch area we will find only the last 24 hours worth of information. So that is in a nutshell the Guardian web portal. I hope that that's assisted. Please let us know if you have any questions at any time. Once again, the email is support@autosense.co.nz, or if you'd like to call us on 0508 Autosense.
Remember, a verified fatigue event occurs when a driver's eyes are closed for 1.5 seconds or longer. This triggers an alarm in the cab and the seat vibrates. A few seconds of event footage is sent via the 3G network to the monitoring centre. Here, an analyst reviews the footage, verifies it and activates the FIP call chain. The person receiving this call will then need to act on that notification in line with your company fatigue management protocol. To make sure you can be notified of an event, you need to put these numbers into your phone. A distraction event is when a driver takes their eyes off the road for 4 seconds. An alarm will sound and footage is uploaded to the web portal. The same process then occurs as for a fatigue event, but no FIP chain is activated. Instead, you can find those distraction events logged on the web portal.
Hey, thanks Fiona. So I guess the most important piece is for operators to make sure they have a procedure in place to deal with the events and whitelist those key phone numbers.